What do we need to know about the astrology for the week of May 18th through 24th, 2025? Well, this is what is going on this week. Let's begin talking about May 18th, which is Sunday, and the aspect going on today is a square from the two personal planets Mercury, the planet of thought, communication, reception of information, and Mars, the planet of action and drive and energy. These two are squaring each other. Our thinking becomes very rushed at this time. We may be feeling aggressive or temperamental, like we have a short temper, we have a short fuse, we're more emotionally reactive to things. We need to be very conscious about thinking before we speak because sometimes words can just fly out of us without really thinking about the ramifications of those words and the consequences of those words that we speak. And so we need to be mindful to really think very critically about what we're going to say, that we don't say something that we're going to regret. Um, Thinking before we speak is very important for this transit. So this is not the best time for making important decisions, especially if those decisions relate to long-term matters, such as a house or relationship or family. This time might not be the time where you're into deep thinking, slow and steady, making deliberate choices, really pondering what actions you're going to take, because of this adrenaline and this really, really high energy can make you feel impatient, can make you want to um, react and just do something out of impulse. So this is also not the best for entering negotiations. It's not the best for negotiations. That's very important. It's important to do constructive things. What can you do that's constructive? Now's the time to do that. You may be feeling very irritable at this time. Irritability could be another factor that could play into this. And your communication could become very challenging. There's communication malfunctions, there's communication breakdowns, misunderstandings at this time. Feel your feelings fully, allowing yourself to fully feel and experience your feelings and sit with those feelings with non-judgmental self-compassion, self-love for those feelings, giving yourself the space to feel the feelings. It's important because of this really, wrapped up, very exuberant energy, this very impulsive, magnanimous energy that you want to do the things that bring you into a state of calm, bring you into a state of balance, because this could make your temper flare up. So meditation, spending time out in nature, all these things can really help you um, bring you back into balance. That's very, very important at this time. And actually for the long term, because we have the outer planets moving into air and fire signs. Saturn moves into Aries at the very beginning of next week, and I'll be here to talk about that when we get there. Uranus moves into Gemini this year, Neptune's already in Aries, Pluto's already in Aquarius. So this air and fire energy. So we want to ground ourselves as much as we possibly can. It's easier to take things personally. Don't take it personally. When someone says something or makes a comment directed towards you, don't take it personally. Just take it as what it is. It's so deep within you. So it's very, you may be feeling more defensive at this time, and it's easy to jump to conclusions. It's easy to assume things. Um, and it's easy to assume that we have all the details correct. Assume that we know what the conclusion is going to be, but we don't know. So we don't want to jump to conclusions. Now, the next day, which is Monday, May 19th, Jupiter in the sign of Gemini squares the North Node at around 25 to 26 degrees of Pisces. Taurus and Pisces are two signs apart. They sextile each other. So what does this mean? If we have Jupiter, the planet of luck, and expansion, and abundance, and fertility, squaring the North Node of destiny, fulfillment, and evolution, what does this mean? Well, this opens the gateway for self-discovery. This is good because Jupiter deals with philosophy, talking about it, writing about it, focusing on religion that feels true to you. What is your philosophy of life? Really getting clear on that, getting clear on your beliefs and do they serve you, do they not serve you? And so there could be this overexpansion, overindulgence when it comes to um, certain things that you're excited about. So it's very important not to overdo it because there may be roadblocks, there may be obstacles in the way for you. We can feel very optimistic, very hopeful. We think that we can do so much. We feel so confident in ourselves, but it's very important to follow through on our goals, making them feasible, making them manageable, making sure that our goals are rooted in reality, that we can actually achieve them in our life. There is an emphasis here on social, religious, spiritual, and educational expansion. So at this time, what you want to do is you want to pace yourself and maintain a more grounded outlook on life because when we pace ourselves, we feel more grounded. We feel more centered, not doing it all and assuming that we can do it all, but doing things very manageably, taking breaks, doing one step at a time, that kind of thing. There could be this growth here that is deeply led to one's sense of destiny and life purpose. There's this conflict here between optimism and expansion versus the lessons and the dharma that you need to move into in this lifetime, which is your North Node. These things are coming at odds because squares are very challenging aspects. The one level they can represent tension, but then on another level, they're all about action, growth, that kind of thing. So people measuring their long-term goals and whether that aligns with their soul life mission. So people may be evaluating at this time what is their soul calling and is their life in alignment with that? And if it's out of alignment with that, what can you do, shift and change it to make what you do in your life true and authentic to you? Because we are sovereign beings. We signed up, our soul signed up in this lifetime to live a life that is best for us, not for others. And so there could be this examination of your beliefs and aspirations now. Now, on May 20th, the sun enters Gemini. Happy birthday to the Geminis out there. We're more into Mercury, we're more into thinking and communication, we're more flexible and adaptable, we're more open to new information, with a genuine curiosity. That's Gemini energy. But then the other thing that's going on May 20th is that at 29 degrees of Taurus and Pisces, the sun sextiles Saturn. So what does this mean if we have a sun sextile Saturn at the very end of their signs? So with a sun Saturn energy, there's this, especially in positive aspect, there's this sense of patience here. We're feeling more patient. We're feeling understanding that things don't happen overnight. We're more patient to wait for those results to come in. We're more self-disciplined. We can focus on a particular path, on a particular goal, in a very self-disciplined, self-structured kind of way, and determination. We're feeling more determined, more committed towards our goals. This is also good for your long-term goals. What are those long-term goals? What are those things that you're achieving for the long term? This can be very good for that. There may be a sense of common sense and loyalty when it comes to this transit, having common sense of wanting to be loyal and being loyal to the people in your world. Bring harmony, stability, and commitment to your relationships. Where do you need to integrate those things? Where do you need to bring that into your relationships? Maybe you will be asked to instruct others, to guide others that are less wise than you or that are younger than you, or others are looking up to you for wise wisdom and guidance. And what can you give them? What do you have to provide people? What do you have to give and express in that kind of way? So younger people may come to you, um, seek your wisdom and guidance. You may find that you have a lot of motivation for hard work, really, really motivated to really put the hard work in, do the things that you need to get done, that kind of thing. Wise guidance can also come from those older than you. So you may be mentoring or giving guidance to younger people, but it's also important to receive guidance from older people in your life, older people who have lived longer, have more life experience and wisdom than you have with the years that you have lived. And so there's this path when it comes to advancement of your life being revealed to you. Integrate and apply the changes that others suggest to you. When others give suggestions, apply it to your life, consider it, and if it feels right for you, act on it. You may be called upon to guide somebody else. And not only are you receiving guidance, but you're guiding somebody else. This is good for creating stable family foundations at this time. Now, May 22nd, um, 2 days later, the very first thing that we have going on is the sun sextiling Neptune at the very beginning of Gemini and Aries. So the sun um, is at the very beginning of Gemini, Neptune's at the very beginning of Aries. So now we're into fire and air. Now we're into a fire and air sextile um, with the energies of Gemini and Aries. So there's this heightening here of your intuition, imagination, and creativity. You may be more intuitive, you may be more imaginative, writing books, writing poetry, creating paintings. You may have a greater sense of creativity. You might be able to channel from the divine creativity and implement that down in the 3D, into the third dimension reality. So you're able to reach up to the creativity and intuition of your higher self and channel it down on planet Earth. So this is good to visualize and dream up your ideal future. What do you want your future to be? What what are your ideas for the future? What do you want your future life to look like? It's time to start mapping those ideas out, writing those ideas out, drawing those ideas out, and acting upon those. Turn your dreams into reality. This is very important to turn your dreams into reality, to manifest them in your reality. And this is also good for selfless service. You may find that you have greater empathy and receptivity at this time. So if you're involved in astrology, tarot, oracle readings, Reiki, those are then you're on track at this time. So focusing on the mystical field that you can use to better understand yourself and your soul on a soul level, understand yourself on a soul level can be very beneficial for you now. You may be deeply attuned to others' energy, very focused on what other people are feeling and what is going on within them. It's important to give transformation and showing love, either through words of affirmation, through acts of service, any way that you can show love to the people around you. Stop focusing on yourself and your own world. Focus on others, the life around you, the universe. This is important about listening to others on a deep level, really understanding where that person's coming from on a deep level. It's a good idea to take a break at this time, to not work so hard, because we can easily um, overwork ourselves to death. So it's important to, when it comes to take a break, that doesn't mean doom scrolling and, doing all those kind of things like that, but meditate, sit and read a book, watch a video of some kind, do something that relaxes your mind where you're not working so hard. It's very important to fit in those times for breaks and relaxation within your schedule. So this is about recharging your batteries, replenishing your energy. It's very important. Not allowing others to overwhelm you, others to pull you down or drain you, but recharging your batteries, getting your energy fueled up, taking care of yourself so you have enough energy that you're overflowing with self-nourishment, that then you can give it to others. Just like a cup that's filled with water to the top spills out because there's no more room for the water. It's full enough where you can give so much energy to everyone else now at this point. So this is time to take time for reflection. Go into reflection, go within, go into meditation, that kind of thing. So then another aspect occurring on the same day is we have Venus in Aries fighting Mars in Leo. So these are both fire signs. So as Mars marches forward through Leo and Venus marches forward through Aries, they come into this beautiful harmonious relationship. So Venus trine Mars brings an increased desire for enjoyment in human connection, things that bring you joy, things that bring you happiness, and social connection. Really, really opening up to socially connecting with others. You're very soft, you're very loving. Um, Dating can be very favorable for you now, um, since you have the energy to date. Because that love and compassion will be so strong and so good for meeting new people. And so when it comes to friendship, really any relationship, you're very focused on the companionship of that relationship, but also spouse's sex. There's increased beauty and social charisma that you may find at this time. You're more, maybe it's good to put yourself into doing things that are about beauty, but also about action, like creating sculptures or painting or dancing, that kind of thing, where you're actually physically doing something creative. This is good for discussing tensions and letting things go, smoothing over edges, really getting to the truth of what's going on in a relationship and getting honest and blunt with that truth and release those tensions ultimately through that process of hashing it out and dealing with it. This is good for pursuing what you are passionate about. Create something of beauty, because when you do this, you will finally have that this brings you so much meaning and pleasure in your life, so much goodness. So many good things can come out of creating something of beauty. It's good to also put yourself in positions of leadership. So really involving yourself in those kinds of things is very important. Use your artistic talents to articulate a message to others. You may find that your relationship is very passionate at this time. Now, moving on to May 24th, the very first aspect we have going on is Mercury in a beautiful sextile with the North Node. So you may be thinking differently, thinking very differently than you would normally think. This is good for embracing new ideas. This is good for becoming fascinated with a subject or another kind of thing, such as an idea, and really investing your energy, mental energy into that. Do some research to fully understand what is expected of you. Don't take your social interactions for granted. Be open to the advice that others give to you now. Be receptive to that advice. There may be this harmonious flow of energy between your intellect and life path. Your intelligence, quick thinking, and rationality are emphasized. It's good to introduce new ideas and find innovative solutions like experiment. Come up with a brand new idea that will lead you towards the path of evolution that your soul is meant to go down. You may be feeling more adaptable at this time, more flexible, developing an independent mind that is sovereign, but also open to new ideas. Balance your desire for acceptance and popularity with your own perspective on life. So don't go along with the crowd if it doesn't feel right for you. The next aspect going on this day is the sun trining Pluto at 3 degrees of Gemini. So the sun's in Gemini at 3 degrees, Pluto's in Aquarius at 3 degrees. Pluto is currently retrograde in Aquarius. So we're going internal about it, reflecting on our power, reflecting on our transformation, reflecting on depth, those kind of things. So this brings about intense and profound experiences. Research and deepen your understanding of topics you're interested in. This is time to go deep into those fields that you're interested in. You may find that you have greater power and influence over your life. That's what you may find. It's good too. Losses and endings in your life could lead to new beginnings, could lead to those new beginnings getting formed in your life. You may be intensely interested in hobbies and subjects. It's good to clear your life of what is really weighing on you, what is dragging you down, what is really bringing you to a lower frequency, what is that weight, that pack that you have to carry, that you're finally throwing it over the mountain and letting it go. What do you need to get off your chest? What do you need to release at this time? That's important to think about. You want to make a big impact on influential people. Clear away clutter from your environment. What is cluttering up your environment? What is making it dirty? What is making it just filled with space where you need to clear it away to make space for new energy to come in, for new people to come in, places, things, and situations to come into your life. This is good for resolving difficulties in relationships, whatever those difficulties may need to get resolved. You may be feeling like you want to take on a leadership role in your career can fare very well for you at this time. This is good for making positive changes in your life. Now, the final aspect going on this day is that we have Mercury in Taurus conjunct Uranus in Taurus towards the end of Taurus. So Mercury moves into Gemini on May 25th, along with Saturn moving into Aries on May 25th. So, this energy of Mercury Uranus stimulates your thinking, adding excitement to your interactions and routines. This is good for creative work that requires originality. You may be feeling more open-minded. Your intuition may be leading you to new flashes of insight that come about, that come strutting about for you in your life. So, being more open to new ideas is what the invitation here is saying. This is good for science and mathematics, studying those fields, understanding strange and occult areas of focus as well. You may have a very, very strong reaction time, and you're very focused on quirky subjects. You may be quick to react, you may want change in stimulation. This is about gaining higher awareness of life and experimentation. These things are favored. Computers and electronics may malfunction at this time, so being mindful of that is very important. There's more acceptance towards unusual people. Create and think up innovative solutions, finding innovative solutions to problems. Express progressive ideas that are liberating and that challenge the status quo. So, what ideas liberate you, make you freer, make you not so limited, that are rebellious, that are challenging the status quo? You're creating your own traditions, this kind of things. This is good for studying out of the box fields like astrology or quantum physics. You may be feeling very resistant towards authority. Yeah. You want to discover your own answers and break tradition. You want to stand out in a crowd rather than going along with the flow. So that is what I have for you for the astrology for the week of May 18th. Thank you for tuning in. Like this video, subscribe, hit the notification bell, do all the things. I greatly appreciate it. And I will see you on the next video. If you're watching this on the day that this gets published, which is um, May 17th, then stay tuned for a video on the Ascendant in Sagittarius coming up very soon in a couple of days. Maybe, possibly tomorrow, I don't know. Which I have Sagittarius rising, Jupiter is my chart ruler, so that video is going to be very personal and special and significant to me. So I'm looking forward to film that video for you. So, bye for now, everybody. I'll catch you in the next video.